Hi, I'm Reeta, and I'm here today with my colleague Mia to talk about first-party data. Mia is the one at Advance B2B who follows different data and marketing technology trends very closely. And about a year ago, she wrote an article about these trends. The usual suspects made the list. There's first-party data, death of third-party cookies, GDPR, and so forth. So, Mia, the trends that you wrote about are still relevant. Some are more relevant than others. Where are we now, a year on from your trend article?
Yes, very interesting times. A lot of discussions have been had, especially in regards to the US-EU data privacy law that has been the hot potato. Biden already signed their end of the deal like last October, and there has been a lot of really good faith and really good discussions to kind of advance the deal. But we do have our data privacy ambassador, Max Schrems, fighting the good fight to help keep EU citizens' data private. So he has been pushing back on a lot of the new deals, saying that they're not good enough for us. The next round is expected to close in June. We already have our Justice Commish saying that he believes 8 out of 10. I'm good with numbers.
That would be great.
8 out of 10. He believes that it will go through. And Schrems is like, let's see. So we are expecting, it's a battle between the tech giants wanting to own as much EU citizen data as possible, and then our privacy activists wanting us to own as much of our own data as possible.
So when do you think we can expect some kind of either deal being struck or deal being struck out?
Well, I mean, the same conversation has been going on for actively for 6 months now. June is the next one that we'll know of. And then we might continue from there with the discussions. But I would say that regardless of what the details of that regulation and that agreement turn out to be, we already do want to push for our own strategies for first-party data anyway.
Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned that because I want to focus on first-party data here. What does first-party data actually mean for marketing? How does collecting and utilizing first-party data affect marketing?
I would say that probably a twofold answer, in the sense that the first thing we would have to start doing is taking our third-party data accrual methods and turning them to first-party data when we can. So, for example, turning to server-side tracking to really own the data that currently is owned by these US tech giants. But then the second one, I think, has to do with maintaining and boosting the shift in mentality back to sort of the inbound marketing basics. So really trying to understand our customer, engage with them, interact with them, and create damn good content, because that way when we have good, interesting, fresh, new content, and that is a relationship that we use that to build a relationship between us and the customer, no matter what the US regulation or EU regulation or the data privacy regulations say, that is something that cannot be taken away with any kind of regulation data.
So explain this to me like I'm 5. So why is it that focusing on that very good quality data has an impact on first-party data?
Right. So content.
A bit more, thank you.
No, but yeah, it's yes. Why content? Right. Definitely, because we do want to build a future that isn't dependent on these data regulations. So, for example, right now, there is a lot of heat that TikTok is getting. There's a lot of heat that Meta is getting. And we can't really base our future of our customer relationships on what happens in the Senate in the US in a week. We have to base it on a long-term strategy that isn't dependent on those. We can use those advertising channels, we can use those tools and everything, but they can't be the core of what we do, because that it can't be so that a single regulation breaks your entire business, right? But for example, with SEO, that is something that if you continue to write for humans and if you continue to be searchable online, then, and if you continue to engage people organically in social media, then that is something that it won't be impacted by the orders given in a court.
Okay, so what kind of companies would you say are in the best position to utilize first-party data, and why?
I would definitely think about companies that have digital products and live in digital environments to begin with. So I would go for like SaaS businesses as the best, as the companies with the best opportunities to really start utilizing first-party data. A lot of companies do this already, and SaaS businesses are very good with data, but there's also still a lot of companies and a lot of untapped potential when it comes to, for example, using freemiums or demo accounts to really understand the product analytics and use that to improve the products and improve the offering.
So is it the case that the further along you are with your own data and analytics processes and marketing technology stack, the better position you are with first-party data? Would you say that?
Yeah, I would say that. You said it. I would say that too.
And in that vein, that makes SaaS companies in kind of the best position, or among the best.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. When you live online and you already have your product is online and you have a web page and it's attached to your product, you get a lot of like you can unify and really use a lot of like the information across these two. So take insights from product analytics and put them into the website, and take insights that you get from questionnaires for your customers and put them to the product and everything. So you have this a lot of these like synergy opportunities.
Okay, so how about then if there is a company and marketing hasn't really utilized first-party data so far, and now they feel the heat and they want to shift the focus. What's your advice to them? What should they start doing now if they want to use first-party data better?
I would advise to start from looking at your data, gathering your current data. Where does it live right now? How have you gained it? How long can you have it? What is the reason that you have gathered it for? And then understanding how that current data matches your future data needs. So will you need to shift the data gathering method, or do you have to start adding completely new strategies to your toolbox? Or is there something that you're overlooking, kind of like an easy win that you could already pick up? So as always, I would start with a data audit. This would probably be like a marketing data audit or a commercial revenue ops data audit, something like that. So really going over the kind of data that you have right now and that you will need in the future.
Perfect. Well, Mia, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and thank you for joining us today. Now, if you want to know more, you can go and check out Mia's blog on the current data and MarTech trends in SaaS sphere. You can find a link to that blog in the description. Thank you very much for joining us today.